Hello Eastside family, welcome back to the Discover Jesus Challenge. Today we are in the third chapter of Mark. Mark is a much shorter book, so it moves a lot faster, and you'll probably notice that as you get further into the book. But for this chapter, we start out with Jesus healing a man who has a withered hand. And from that point on, Jesus has these huge crowds of people that are following him. And they're following him for a lot of different reasons. Some of them are looking for another miracle or maybe wanting to be healed themselves. Some of them want to know more about Jesus. They're curious. Maybe they want to know his teachings or become one of his followers. But then there's also a group of people who really just want to discredit Jesus. And we see that in this chapter a lot with the scribes and the Pharisees wanting to tear Jesus down, wanting to make people stop following him. So there's all these different groups. And as you read this chapter, one of the cool things that the author of Mark does is he kind of makes it so that we're asking ourselves the question of, well, which group do we fall into? Am I someone who's looking for Jesus to give me something? Am I only really paying attention to Jesus when he has something to offer me? Or am I doubting Jesus? Am I really just in it for my own agenda, like the Pharisees? Or am I truly wanting to know more, not just about Jesus, but wanting to know him better, wanting to be in closer relationship with Jesus? So there's all these different groups, and one very small group that's only mentioned very shortly in this chapter is actually the one that I find myself kind of really in that same camp sometimes, and that is Jesus' family. So if we look at chapter 3, starting in verse 20, it says, "Then he went home, and the crowd gathered again, so that they could not even eat. And when his family heard it, they went out to seize him, for they were saying, 'He is out of his mind.'" Now, Jesus' family, I don't think they were just trying to be mean, but they didn't understand. They didn't understand what was going on. Jesus is giving to these people. He's teaching these people. And the more he teaches, the more people come wanting to know more about him. And Jesus keeps pouring himself out for these people. He doesn't stop to eat. He's not taking a rest. He's not saying, well, the day's over, everybody go away, and it's time for my me time now. Jesus just continues to minister, continues to pour out. And his family doesn't get it. They think it's crazy. They think there's something wrong. This isn't the way that a person is supposed to be. But they don't get it because they don't understand the bigger picture. They don't understand that in just a few short years, Jesus is going to die, and he's going to die on a cross for the sin of the entire world. He's going to sacrifice himself for the sake of humanity. It's a really big thing, and they don't have that perspective. They don't understand what's coming. They don't know what's coming. So often I find myself in that situation as well, where I begin to wonder, God, are you sure you're doing this right? Are you sure this is what's supposed to happen next? Are you sure that this is how it's supposed to look? And I get caught up in the discomfort of the right now, just like Jesus' family. And I begin to try and take control. I try to kind of pull back a little bit and go, I don't know, maybe I should just fix this. Maybe I should just make this situation better. Instead of trusting that, you know what, God probably knows what's coming, and he probably knows that it's bigger than anything that I can imagine. So as we're reading this story, I really encourage you, take a few minutes and ask yourself, who am I relating to here? What part of this crowd would I fit into? And what is it I'm looking for when it comes to Jesus? And be honest with yourself and ask God to speak to you, because you might be surprised at some of the expectations that you're bringing to the table. And for me, it's constantly an encouragement that I need to be seeking Jesus for Jesus. that it's not just about him delivering my expectations, but it's about me knowing him better, me being closer to him. And that's worth a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy this chapter, and you guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.